Oh. Yoo-hoo! Welcome to Minnesota Nice, the podcast
Big
about everything.
blowout.
The podcast about everything Minnesota. I am Alyssa.
I'm Abby.
And it was 50 degrees a week ago. What?
And we got 5 inches of snow in Fargo yesterday.
Yeah, so
it's like the nasty, I don't know about down where you are, but it's like the nasty heavy junk because it's been so warm.
And I feel like that's almost worse to drive in than it is when it's icy. Because, like, I hit a big patch of slush today on my way to work.
You're, like, zooming all over.
Uh-huh. So, fall, spring came and went real quick. We're back to winter.
I told Evan, I'm like, it's spring. He's like, you can't get excited about spring in February. I'm like, I know, well, it's fall spring. And he's like, this isn't even fall spring. Like, it's too early even for that.
It's just a warm front. I was driving to physical therapy the other night in shorts and like a sweatshirt. And it actually made me sad in the car because I'm like, spring is in the air. I'm so excited. It's getting warm.
Coming. It's so warm. My depression is going to get better.
Leaving my body.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh, it's February. We're nowhere near
I hate it when people are like, my seasonal depression is so bad. It's like, girl, my depression's bad all the time. It gets worse in the winter, but...
Right, literally.
Just kidding.
What are we talking about today?
People who are sad. But I'm sad too, so...
Let's shout out. We have we go through like dry phases of like no one will interact with us on email, no one will comment on our Spotify, and then all of a sudden last week we got 3 people reaching out for postcards. People are commenting on our Spotify, so thank you so much if you're doing that. Dad's 2 of those people. Did you send a postcard to him yet?
No, but I will. Dad, if you're listening, It's on the way.
I already got Becky covered. I hope she got hers. And then my friend Scylla, hey girl, I hope you got yours. I mailed yours a couple days ago.
And okay, which one should I send to Dad? I have all mine right here.
I think you should send him a Fargo one. Yeah,
like
that's
Fargo
cute.
Or like Fargo, or this one's cute.
You know, I love that one. I don't know if you've seen the movie.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
Do you think? I know Mom has.
Yeah,
send
Mom
him a Fargo movie one.
The wood chipper. I still like this chipper greetings from Fargo where it's blasting confetti.
I think you should send Dad that one.
It's iconic.
So I'm going to plug this at the top instead of at the end. If you would like to receive a postcard from us, our email is mnnicepod@gmail.com. Give us your name and address, and we will send you a postcard. And we've collected quite a few over our past few episodes. If you go listen to the Fargo episode, you'll know that Abby went to the Fargo Visitor Center, and we're talking Fargo, the movie. She went to the Visitor Center and got a bunch of Fargo movie-specific postcards. I still have
They're
2
very tacky.
I love them. I still have 2 from the Wabasha Street Caves. I have a couple from the State Fair that feature wild Minnesota flowers. So yeah, Cute. If you have any specific postcards you'd like to receive from us, put that in the email. Otherwise, we'll just send you whatever we feel like. And you can also follow us on Instagram. That is the same as our Gmail. It's @mnnicepod. And follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Pretty, please. We love hearing from you. Have you seen the comments on our Spotify?
No, I don't listen to podcasts on Spotify. I use Apple Podcasts.
Okay, I'll screenshot them and send them to you. Some guy commented today. I think he was listening to I think it was on the Vikings episode. He's like, yeah, I'm a Detroit Lions fan. We hate the Packers too. And I'm like, oh, good. So, yeah.
Love.
I know. So anyway, we love when you guys, we got a really sweet DM from that German woman. What was her name? She was so nice. Now I feel bad because I forgot. I know we're both pulling out our phones to look. We love when you guys reach out. So thank you. Keep doing it. We try to respond to everybody. Scylla, I saw Scylla like last weekend and she's like, you never responded to my Instagram DM. I was like, sorry.
Her name's Rebecca.
Rebecca, you are so sweet. We found out, remember how I've been joking? I'm like, someone in Germany listens to us every week. It's her. So thank you.
She DM'd us. She's like, it's probably me.
It's me.
Like, way. Yes, queen. Love you.
What's her deal? She's from Germany, but has been working in Minnesota.
She's here.
So she thinks that probably
she was doing
Spotify
like the
au pair, which is like a really fancy nanny.
Yeah, she's a live-in nanny. Yeah.
Yeah. Sick job. Anyway, so she thinks, I think what she said is like her Spotify account is probably through Germany, and that's why it says she's listening from there or something like that. Anyways,
yeah.
What's today's episode about?
International listeners. Wait, can we do a sidebar and do some quick housekeeping first?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. One, so Evan and I repainted our entire basement like 2 weeks ago, and Mom came to help because, okay, she actually enjoys painting, like
Loves it.
walls. It's very weird. I would not have asked her to drive 3 hours up here to paint my house. She offered and asked, when are you painting? I want to come. So she came. She was, I think I posted it on our Instagram story. She came, she was wearing a Minnesota shirt and she had Minnesota themed pajama pants. Did you see that? And then she got the movie Fargo from the library in St. Cloud, brought it, asked if we could watch it, and then she made me take her to the visitor center, and I have a bunch of pictures of her there. She was
and Abby,
thrilled.
How long have you been living in Fargo at this point? We'll say Fargo, Moorhead, same thing. Yeah. Yeah.
8 years, yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, because I lived in Moorhead for a while. Whatever, yeah.
It's the same thing. Whatever.
Yeah, I lived here for 8 years. And she listened to our episode, made me watch the movie with her, and then maybe take her to the visitor center.
What is that? She sent us a text message. Should we talk about the tea that we just found out? This has nothing to do with anything.
No, that's not appropriate.
Let's just say
do it.
A man that we... I'm not going to say names.
Don't use the name.
No. Let's just say a man that both of us used to babysit for in high school. He had 2 daughters, and me and Abby both babysat them in high school. I always kind of got weird, creepy vibes from him, but nothing like that gross. I just thought he was kind of a weirdo. He's like MAGA, just kind of gross. We found out recently this man was arrested for soliciting prostitution, which is the legal term for it. I don't like the word prostitution. I say sex worker. Let's say he was soliciting sex work and got arrested for it. And our mom texted us and was like, get a load of this. And me and Abby were both like, we always got weird vibes from him. I was like,
not surprised. I knew it.
Not surprised. It's so weird. And then she said, she sent us, not his mugshot. We looked high and low for this man's mugshot. I think she just
like
his
LinkedIn
on Facebook profile or something.
And screenshotted it and just sent us a picture. And she sent it to us, and all she wrote was, he's kind of funny looking. I was like, oh my gosh.
She's talking Fargo.
She's getting the Fargo movie references. I was like, go Terry.
And he is funny looking.
That was hilarious.
And I don't feel mean saying that because he's a gross perv. And anyway, he got 2 years probation. So what's this episode about today?
Wait, I have more housekeeping actually.
Oh God, sorry, that's right. I forgot what we were doing here.
Okay, I just want to, I'm not going to say announcement, but I feel like people probably know about it even if you're not in Fargo because it is making national news. There is a missing woman in Fargo right now. Her name is Isadora Wengel. She went missing, I don't know the date off the top of my head, but I think early January. I want to say January 3rd. No, don't quote me on that. Early January. Boyfriend was originally in custody, but they didn't have enough evidence to hold him, so he was released. But recently, I think that was like early. Within the last couple weeks, he has been arrested. They have quite a bit of physical evidence. It is no longer a missing persons case. It's now they do not believe she is living anymore. There was a search party on Sunday. I don't think anybody found anything from what I've heard.
I was gonna ask you, but since you didn't tell me anything, I kind of figured it didn't turn up anything.
Yeah, so no, I don't think anybody found anything. I think I told you a little bit about it. So this man, I don't even want to say his name, but I'll say it in case you want to look it up. And don't take what I'm saying as gospel. Look it up for yourself, please, because I don't have any information in front of me. I'm just saying this off the top of my noggin. His name's Joshua Haidt. Let me tell you about this man. He DoorDash delivered to his apartment 2, those big black totes with the red lids. He DoorDashed 2 of those totes, plastic sheeting, and a saw.
He DoorDashed murder supplies to his house.
To his apartment. On his computer, they found searches. I don't remember what everything was, but one of them says, like, how do I change my name? Or, like, how can I legally change my alias? Like, he's not being very sneaky about it. And the reason they no longer think she's alive is because they found the saw and sheeting, like, the plastic sheeting that had blood on it in the dumpster behind his apartment. And you might think, okay, you found a saw. This is so gross. I'm so sorry. They found blood, bone, and tissue that belonged to Isadora on the saw. So, trigger warning, they do think he dismembered her. Mm-hmm. They found one of the totes in his apartment and the other one is missing. And there's video surveillance footage of him putting it in the back of his car. So if you've seen any of the missing posters, which I'm sure, I mean, it's been on NBC and like bigger, now it's big news around here, obviously, but I think it is on national news. So I'm assuming people have heard about it. They're looking for tips or anyone who knows anything about the whereabouts of this tote. That's what the search party was looking for on Sunday. He is originally from Battle Lake, Minnesota, which is about an hour from here. It's near Fergus Falls. So the search is around the Fargo Moorhead area, and it's expanded to Ottertail County. They had video surveillance of him in Ottertail County a couple days after she went missing. So they don't know. They have no idea where she is, but it's no longer a missing persons case now. They think it's murder, and he has been arrested. Bail has been set, $5 million cash. He is in the Cass County Jail, which is like 10 minutes from my house. So I don't think anybody listening here probably has any information, but I just wanted to bring it up that if anyone has any tips, please call the Fargo PD or 911.
Any awareness is good. Even, our 200 or so listeners that listen to this show. Like, I had not heard of this somehow. I had somehow not heard of this.
And I was like, have you heard about the case in Fargo? And she was like, what are you talking about? And I thought that it is on national news, so I thought maybe you had heard about it, but you hadn't. Have you seen about it now that I've mentioned it?
No, but I'm not on Facebook, so I don't get like the local news. I mean, I am, but I took it off my phone, so I do not look at Facebook. So I don't get the local news articles pushed to me. Like, Instagram doesn't really do that. You know what I mean? It's do you have like the tip line in front of you by chance? Or we can put it in the show notes too. If you know, put it in the show notes. Literally anything. We know we have listeners in Fergus Falls. We know we have listeners in Fargo. We have listeners all over the Midwest, really, and Germany. Shout out. Anything helps. It's just nuts that like some of the grisliest crimes I've ever heard of have happened in Fargo. Do you remember that pregnant lady when I was in college, Savannah? I don't even want to get into that because
that one's tragic.
Gruesome. One of my best friends, Raven, hi, shout out Raven, witnessed the shooting in the parking lot when I was teaching at Liberty and we had to go into lockdown because there was a shooting at Plaza Azteca. Raven's the one that called 911 because she saw it happen. Like, Fargo's nuts, y'all. It's crazy up there. But if you know anything,
besides the case about that pregnant woman, that was, I don't know if I was in college yet or if I was still in high school, but
it was a while ago.
That's the only big case.
Tommy Beerson has still not been solved. Too.
But I'm saying like recently in Fargo, like we have crime like everyone else, but this is the first like big thing that's ever happened since I've lived here. As far as like a missing person or like a murder investigation, it's like there are like shootings and, crazy drug related things, but this is like the first like missing persons case that I've ever seen since living here. So it's really scary. Her parents are really not talking in the media, but I did go to the search party on Sunday and her dad
was there.
Her mom and dad were there. I think the girl who put it on, I thought maybe she was like a family friend, but I was told that she doesn't even know the family. She just wanted to do something. It was not put on by police. It was put on by like,
I was going to ask, we can talk about this off air because we're already 15 minutes in, but if it's not police sanctioned, what happened if you found anything? What do you do? Call 911? You just walked into a crime scene if that's the case.
Yeah, no, she made an announcement before. She was very well done. She had like maps that she handed out and she had highlighted sections. So your search party was to go to the section on the map that was highlighted. So everyone spread out. So it's
like well organized. Were the police aware the search party was going on?
I'm sure they were. I'm sure they were. It was all over the news. It was all over Facebook. Yeah. That's actually how.
That's a great picture of me, by the way.
She made like a Facebook group. And it was like, please tell people. So when we all got there, she made an announcement like, this is like, I have to, say this is not put on by police. This is just like the community trying to help. So she said, obviously, like, if you see anything, you do not touch it. Call 911. Like, you have to stay there until a police officer comes and checks out whatever you find or, whatever. So she did make it very clear that it wasn't put on by police. I don't think anybody...
Is there going to be a police search at some point?
Not that I've heard of. They did search the landfill for like 10 days in a row.
Yeah.
Like right when she first went missing and didn't find anything. So I know like police are searching very hard. And I do have friends who are in not the police force, but like involved in that
say law enforcement
line of work.
We'll say law
enforcement. And so I know they're obviously working very hard. They have not announced a community search yet, but they have put out like a tip line and have asked for the community's help to look for the tote and things like that.
And if the evidence that they have found is public knowledge, the police usually keep some stuff to themselves. So I imagine there's even more that we don't know about, probably.
Oh, I'm sure there is. And $5 million cash bail. And I was talking to my friend who is in law enforcement, kind of, and I said, I'm like, don't you only have to have 10% of the bail to get them out? And she said, if it's a cash bail, no, you have to have the entire thing.
Good on that judge. That judge looks like you're sitting your ass here until we figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
What an idiot. I mean, good that he's an idiot.
Well, that's kind of the thing, is he obviously didn't try very hard to cover it up. If you're putting your murder weapons and your evidence, he's 21.
Ugh.
So he's young, brain not fully developed, obviously. But I don't know. And last weekend when the search party happened, it had been super warm, so a bunch of the snow melted. So we were hoping we would find something. This is really gross to say, but the ground's frozen, so
he couldn't have buried her.
He couldn't have buried her. So we were thinking like in
not
brush,
by himself, not with like a hoe.
In big snow hills, but so a lot of snow had melted, so we were hoping that something would be found with that happening, but we got 5 inches of snow yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're probably right though. I'm sure police have more information, but
I hope so. We record so far in advance that I wouldn't be surprised if 2 weeks from now it's either solved or we have more, because there's no way he could have driven that far away.
On more info.
Yeah. We will post information on the Instagram and in the show notes too about if you have any tips or if you want to know more about what you can do or anything. Yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. It's awful. Her poor dad.
I know it's
kind of
heavy, but I felt like I had to.
No, it's good.
I know, and
it's so. I mean, God, this whole year living in Minnesota has been hard. And now there's crazy stuff happening in Fargo, totally unrelated to the Minnesota stuff. Just the world's on fire and I'm in hell, so it's fine.
Yeah.
What does Moira Rose say?
I'm dying inside.
And I'm dying inside.
The world's on fire and I'm dying inside. Yeah.
Cheers.
Rest in peace to a great.
Are you done with housekeeping? Was that it?
Yep, that was it. Sorry.
The topic for real now?
That could have been a whole episode. Yes.
This is not going to be a lighthearted topic either, which is funny.
No, I kind of made it lighthearted, unfortunately.
Okay, good. This is something Abby's been deeply fascinated with for years, and she's been putting together this episode for like weeks now. So, Abby, take it away. Officially, what are we talking about today?
This episode is about the now closed, I don't want to say abandoned, but kind of abandoned, Fergus Falls State Hospital, aka the Insane Asylum. Can you put in like spooky music?
I'll do the Mario Kart spooky music.
So I have a ton of pictures. They don't do tours anymore, but I was lucky enough to get a tour when I was in I think I was a freshman in high school. And I have tons of pictures. When I tell you, I had to dig out my old digital camera, and I only had the one chip, and all the pictures were like prom my senior year, and I was like, no, I went to this when I was like a freshman. So I called Mom before she came to my house to paint, and I said, I need you to go into my room in your house and see if you can find any camera chips. She brought me a baggie full of like 6 of them, and I sat like on the floor in my room, like going through every single one of these camera chips until I finally found it. So I have all these pictures. I will preface by saying, I think I toured it in 2013 or 14. So I was either 14 or 15 years old, taking on a digital camera. I thought I was artsy. They are not good quality pictures by any means. So don't judge me.
Back then, a digital camera had the same quality as like an iPhone 4. You know.
No, I mean, the pictures aren't like bad quality. It's just I'm not a good photographer.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Because we were like walking through the tour as I was taking pictures. So some of them are like blurry because I'm like walking as I'm taking them. So the pictures aren't like amazing quality. However, if you look it up online, there's a lot of pictures of the outside, but there's not a ton of pictures of the inside. But I have a bunch of the inside, so we're going to post them. And I toured, like I said, I toured this place like over 10 years ago. So I can't for sure be like, this is this room and this is this room. Like, I don't remember what everything is, but they're still cool to look at. So let's start. The Fergus Falls State Hospital was opened to patients in 1980 in Fergus Falls, Minnesota. So Fergus Falls is like northwest Minnesota. It's like an hour from Fargo. Not a huge town, probably like 15,000 people. So let's start with Dr. Thomas Kirkbride. Let me tell you a little bit about this man, okay? The first bullet point I have underneath him just says Quaker. I don't know why I thought that was important to add, but he was a Quaker.
Did they even exist in the 80s? I thought they all died out after like the Revolution.
Well, no. He was alive in like the 1800s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't even really know what a Quaker is, to be honest with you.
It's crazy. It's like Amish mixed with like evangelicals.
Yeah. Kind of.
I don't know.
When I hear Quaker, I think of like the Pilgrims were Quakers. That might be wrong, but I think of like really old school.
I think the look and the vibe, lots of hats, lots of buckles.
Yes. Lots of buckles. Okay. So he was
Get
a
your
Quaker.
buckles.
I don't know why I thought that was important to add, but it was to me.
Just Quaker.
A Quaker. No, I put a Quaker. Period. He was an American psychiatrist. He is one of the founders of the Association of Medical Superintendents of American Institutions for the Insane.
Put that on a business card.
Yeah, really.
What is the acronym for that?
AMSAII.
MSAI.
I don't know if there.
MSAI.
I don't know.
MSAI.
I don't know if there is an acronym. I just made that up. Okay, so basically, this man was a psychiatrist. He designed the Kirkbride Plan. So what the Kirkbride Plan is a 19th century mental asylum design. So he is not an architect. He is a psychiatrist that basically came up with the idea of like, how can we make insane asylums like nice?
Okay.
So, I know that sounds crazy. Bear with me. Okay. So there are 73 known Kirkbride Plan hospitals in the United States that opened between 1845 and 1910.
Because I've heard this place referred to as the Kirkbride.
It's referred to as the Kirkbride. Some people call it the Kirkbride.
That's where that comes from. Okay.
Yes, because the psychiatrist who like created the idea behind like the design. Basically, he designed like the layout and the idea behind like how it should be run and stuff, but he's not like the architect. Like he wasn't involved in that at all. It's merely just, this is how I think you can help patients. This is the layout I think you should make your hospital. Take this plan and run with it. I just think he's kind of interesting because it's just kind of funny. So they made 73 Kirkbride hospitals in the US. There are a few in Canada. I don't remember if there's some in Europe, but there's a lot of them. As of 2016, approximately 33 of the buildings are still standing and still exist. Most of them that are in the United States are in the Northeast and Midwestern part of the country. Some that you might have heard of. Have you ever heard of the Trenton State Hospital in New Jersey?
Yes. I
yes,
have.
That was the first Kirkbride building that was ever built.
I'm going to Google it right now.
Do you know
Trenton, you say?
Do you know what Trenton State Hospital? Do you want to know what it was originally called?
Lunatic
Can
House.
I tell you?
Yeah.
It was formerly the New Jersey State Lunatic Asylum.
I was close.
You were. And then the St. Peter Hospital.
Sorry, go on.
That's a Kirkbride.
That's crazy. They all look very similar. This looks like the RTC.
Because they're all
the same layout.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So he also the St. Peter State Hospital in Minnesota is also a Kirkbride. That one is now called the Minnesota Security Hospital. That one I think is still running. Some of them are still used. Most of them, like the one in Fergus Falls, are empty, but a couple of them have been like remodeled and are still in use. At least 30 of the original buildings are registered with the National Register of Historic Places, which includes the Fergus Falls one. Cool. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the style and like kind of what his vision was behind these. It does get a little dark, but like his ideas, I think, are like valid. So the style features a central admin building. So I'll show you a picture of the RTC in a second. Okay, when I say RTC, sorry, it was originally called the Fergus Falls State Hospital, also the third Minnesota hospital for the insane, because there was two other ones. It was later they changed the name to the Fergus Falls Regional Treatment Center, which is where RTC comes from. So I'm just going to call it that for short, RTC, but it was originally called the Fergus Falls State Hospital.
I think that's what we're going to title this episode too, because it's nice and short.
So the way he designed them was where the central admin building is like a big tall building. So when you see the picture, you'll see what I mean. The big like brown brick building is the admin part. And then they are built with symmetrical wings that go outward. So when you see the picture, the admin building is the brown, and then the white wings that go out are like the wings for the patients. I don't know how to pronounce this word. It's EN space CHELON. And Clenon?
I have no idea.
Is that how I don't know. Which basically just means that they are staggered. So this hospital, okay, and I did not find this statistic online. I swear I remember them saying this when I toured it, but again, this was over 10 years ago, so I could be making this up. From the one end to the other, it's a third of a mile long. So it's
it's like sprawling.
It's just a long, skinny building, but the wings kind of like curve. And so the reason that they're staggered like that, the way they are, is because he wanted every single patient to get sunlight. So every single room has windows, and he wanted them to have privacy, which is why it's not like a straight line. It's kind of rounded.
Okay.
The layout emphasizes natural light, ventilation, and scenic views to foster healing. So he thought it was really important that every patient has like a window. That's why it's shaped the way it is, so that everyone can have light.
That. And no one's like looking at another building, like has a view of another building.
And you can't like see in anyone else's windows because that's like part of the privacy thing. So the architecture,
it is like a long.
It's very long. Yes, the architecture was part of the treatment. That's what he thought. He wanted to be cheerful and therapeutic, and he didn't want it to feel like a prison.
This guy was way ahead of his time, because usually they locked up anyone and everybody, and they just like left him in a dark room and were like,
so
good luck.
This is kind of sad. So the quiet and more, quote, curable patients were kept on like the inner parts of the wing. So like the closer to the admin building they were, the more like curable, quote unquote, they were. And then they kept the people who were more, quote, excited or difficult on the farther ends of the wings. So one wing was for women, one wing was for men, and they kept the ones who were like easier to deal with, I guess, toward the middle, and the more excitable ones toward the ends. Probably just to keep them like far. I don't know why. That's just what they did.
Okay.
So the standard number of wings for a Kirkbride building is 8, and they usually could accommodate 250 patients. So in some of the buildings, if you find pictures online, there's like multiple wings that spread out. In Fergus Falls, it's just the 2. Each wing has a separate ward, which has a parlor, a bathroom, a clothing room, which I don't know what that means, like closets, I guess, and an infirmary. So each wing was like kind of its own like division sort of, and they all kind of ran independently of each other. Each patient room had a minimum of 12-foot high ceilings because, again, he wanted it to feel homey, open, bright, airy, windows, 12-foot ceilings.
That's not where my mind went, but...
That was... You're thinking so they can't hurt themselves?
Correct.
Okay. Well...
But, a vaulted ceiling is cheerful. I do like that.
Dr. Thomas Kirkbride, he suggested that every hospital ground be at least 100 acres.
Wow.
That was his recommendation. I don't think they could necessarily, like...
afford that?
I mean, this is his plan. It's not like he was involved in building them, so we can't say, like, no, it has to be 100 acres. That was just merely his suggestion. All of the buildings, his plan, I should say. I don't know that everyone followed his plan exactly, but he encouraged exercise, farming, entertainment, and every patient had classes like reading and sewing. If you ever have the chance to go to the Fergus Falls RTC, they have like beautiful gardens. It is on a huge property, and it's like pretty. So
it's beautiful.
They had a lot of they had a lot of the patients like do the gardening and the planting because he thought it was therapeutic, or they would do it for like, physical therapy. But a lot of patients said that they thought it was a chore, so they didn't really enjoy it, but they helped. Like,
no, to be honest, to check out from reality, go live in a big, airy, sunny room on 100 acres and just garden sounds like a treat right now compared to what we're living through.
I kind of want to do it.
I'm like, that sounds nice.
Yeah, the style went away just because of the high cost of maintenance for these insane buildings, and just like a shift away from long-term and large-scale institutional care. Like, that's not really a thing anymore, so they kind of phased out because of that. So now we'll talk about operations and staffing of like what his plan was. So he had a very specific guidelines of how he wanted his plan to be. He thought there should be 71 staff. I thought this was kind of cool. Again, kind of ahead of his time. He wanted a balanced sex distribution. So there'd be 36 male, 35 female, or vice versa. So he like specifically said there needs to be equal amount of women working here as men, which I thought was
71 cool. Is oddly specific.
Yeah, I think it's just because they could accommodate up to 200 or like 250 patients minimum. So I think he thought like the ratio of how many staff to patients. I think that's kind of what the idea was behind it.
Sure. That's a really good staff to patient ratio too. Especially for a mental health facility. Oh, okay.
Girl, we'll get there. The superintending physician was required to live in the hospital or on a contiguous building because they had lots of other buildings. Like they had nursing cottages and several other buildings on the property. So the physician either had to live in the hospital or on one of the buildings on the property. And then their family could live at the hospital or choose to get private lodging if they wanted to.
Wow.
So these numbers are from 1854. The physician in chief, their salary was between $1,500 and $2,500. They would get paid on the lower end if they lived there, obviously, because it covers their housing, and they would get paid the higher end of that if they lived off site. Do you want to guess what that is in today's money? $1,500 to $2,500.
In what year?
That was in 1854. And this is for the physician in chief, the guy who like runs the place, or gal. And they live there, so it's like a big job. It's less than you would think.
Oh, really? I'm gonna go with $200K.
Oh goodness, 56,000 to 96,000.
I am sorry for a doctor.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I found there was a listing of like every single job they could have there and like the salary range between them. But I only listed a couple of them because I'm like, who cares about all these? So teachers who were there, because they had classes and stuff, teachers were paid between $175 and $200 annually.
A year?
As of 1854. I think so.
That hasn't changed much.
Yeah. What do you think that is in today's money? $175 to $200.
A year?
Mm-hmm. It's like pennies.
15K.
Lower.
10K.
7,000 to 8,000.
Oh my god.
But let's be real, this was in 1854. So like I realized that
cost of living was quite low.
Right. So then this is a quote by Thomas Kirkbride. Although in few institutions a liberal compensation is given, in many the salaries are quite low and entirely inadequate to be depended on to secure and retain the best kind of talent for the different positions. The services required about the insane, when faithfully performed, are trying to the mental and physical powers of any individual, and they ought to be liberally paid. So I think at the time that was a lot of money.
Yeah. So it's hard to compare it to 2026 money because yeah.
So he thought like these people are you're gonna hire a lot of people, you're gonna have a big staff, and you're gonna pay them well for what they do. So okay, let me transition now. Can I share my screen with you?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so this is a really bad picture, but this is the like layout of what his plan was. So you can see how the wings are staggered so that you can't see in anyone else's window or anything like that.
Put that one specifically on the Instagram because it really shows how it's like one long building. So then this picture I have up now is the Fergus Falls RTC, like from a Fergus?
bird's eye perspective.
Oh my god! Because that brick building in the middle, very familiar with that.
You've never been there, have you? That's crazy.
No, I've driven past it a bazillion times.
So the brick one with. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you've never like been up to it before.
No.
Maybe you have. So this the little brown brick building in the front with the little red roof, that is the admin building, and then the white ones that go off on the side are the different like staggered wings. And then all these buildings that they have I'm pointing to my screen as if you can see me. All of the little buildings behind are like I don't honestly don't really know what all of them are. Those are just like admin buildings. So patients did not live in any of those.
But maybe where the staff who had to live on site would probably live in one of those.
Well, the nurses' cottages are actually in the front. You can't see them in this photo.
Okay.
But yeah, so those are just like I'm not really sure what they all are, but admin buildings.
God, it's so much bigger than I even realized. It's huge.
It's huge. Oh my god. So the one in Fergus Falls first opened in 1890, and it was for patients that were mentally ill. Now,
well, hold on. I think you said 1980 at the top of this episode.
1890. Sorry.
Okay.
Did I say it's
just
1890?
Clarify. Because I was like 1980. That was not that long ago. Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
1890.
That's all right. Whatever.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So when it was first opened, it was for patients that were mentally ill. Now, I did a lot of research into this to try to find stories. I was on Reddit, I was on Facebook groups, I was looking everywhere to find stories of people who either lived here or worked here. And I can find a ton of posts about like, my grandma worked there as a nurse and she has tons of stories, but then they wouldn't tell any of them.
Give me the stories.
So I don't have a ton of information about like what it was like living there. And I don't want to speculate too much. However, in the 1800s, that was a time when you would be considered mentally ill for things that we would not consider to be mental illnesses anymore. Do you know what I'm saying?
Think season 2 American Horror Story.
Yes, like
being gay, having epilepsy.
Correct.
Things that we just didn't understand back then.
Yes. So they even kind of said that these places were basically where they put the outcasts. So, which is really sad.
That's true for a lot of asylums back in the day, not just Kirkbride ones, like any
that's
asylum.
Yes. And that's kind of why they stepped away from that and went to like smaller. That's why they don't have big institutions like this anymore, because it just doesn't make sense. But like I said, I could not find any stories about anyone who lived there or worked there. Like no one says anything. So I don't want to say like how patients were treated or what they were in there for, because I don't know. But I would encourage you to use your imagination. You know what I mean?
Again,
okay.
Season 2 of American Horror Story. I'm sure it's exactly the same.
Similar, yes. So almost 100 years after they opened in 1986, it was added. The Fergus Falls one was added to the National Register of Historic Places. I want you to take a stab at it. What year do you think this closed?
I think you told me this once, and it was not that long ago. Was it like 2004?
It's shockingly recent. 2005.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The idea that people were still living in a place like this in 2005 like gives me the creeps.
I know. Does
that not freak you out? Okay.
Was it fully staffed in 2005, or was it down to like one or two wings?
No. They were like phasing it out. It was
okay.
A lot of it had already been closed, and they were kind of phasing it out, but it like fully closed in 2005.
That's
which
insanity.
Still seems shockingly recent. So in 1885, again, this one opened in 1890, so about 5 years before it opened, the Minnesota state institutions that we already had were wildly overcrowded. So like I mentioned before, the St. Peter Hospital, which was also a Kirkbride building, the State Board of Health declared it, this is in quotes, appalling and a disgrace to the state.
Oh dear.
Yep.
Oh no.
That was in 1872. That's when the State Board of Health said that. So
can you imagine in 1872 what those standards had to have been to call it that? Yeah.
So again, I don't know if it was the conditions, the like understaffing, the overcrowding. They didn't really say why, but they were like, this is disgusting. We need more room for these people. So a second hospital was opened in Rochester, Minnesota in 1877. So 5 years after they made that statement, they opened a second one because they're like, girl, this is insane. So in 1885, so less than 10 years after they opened the Rochester one, the state legislature commissioned the third Minnesota State Hospital to be opened. They wanted it to be north of the Twin Cities, which again, Minneapolis, St. Paul, because Rochester and St. Peter are both in the cities area. So they wanted to open one.
Rochester's nowhere near the cities.
No, but it's like, okay, whatever. It's down south.
Sure.
Whatever. You know what I mean? It's like down there. They were both in the same area-ish, so they wanted to open one that was farther up north. So the other options for where it could have been was Brainerd, Sauk Center, and Alexandria.
I was going to say, Fergus is not that far north. So, interesting
No, but
choice.
I mean, it's far away from
farther
Rochester.
North. Yeah.
I mean, to have 3 state institutions in Minnesota seems like a lot anyway. So there were options to put, I don't think it said anything about why they chose Fergus Falls, but it was a 4-1 vote to put it in Fergus. So they did. The RTC was designed by an architect named Warren B. Dunnell, and it was one of the last Kirkbride structures that was ever built in the U.S. So only the west detached ward was finished in 1890 when it was originally built, and the other wings and the main building were not finished until 1912.
Wow.
So people lived there for 22 years before it was fully built. So I don't know if that doesn't really mean anything, I guess, but
and I'm looking at this picture, and not only is it sprawling, it's also 4 stories tall. It's
and
huge.
Beautiful.
It is really pretty. If you made a castle one big long, it's like
it looks like a castle
building. Yeah.
Okay, so this is insane. This is how overcrowded St. Peter and Rochester were. So on the day that the RTC opened, like again, it was only part of it was open. It wasn't like the whole thing, but the day it opened, it received 2 men from Ottertail County that the judge sent there. The second day it was opened, it received 80 patients from the St. Peter Hospital that they moved up there because that's how overcrowded they were. So by day 2, they had 82 patients. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know why this is a thing, but women were not admitted there until 1893. So they were open for 3 years and it was all men. But then in 1893, they opened it to women. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's because they didn't have the other wing built and they had them separated by sex.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
So I don't know. That could have something to do with it. 1893, when they opened it to women, 125 patients were transferred from St. Peter. So St. Peter was like busting at the seams. Craziness. So remember how I said that Thomas Kirkbride said he wanted it to hold at least 250 patients?
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't really make sense to me because like this building is huge. It can obviously hold more than that. I could not find any information about what the capacity like
for this one
should have been. Yes.
Yeah.
But by the late 1920s, the hospital population was 1,700 patients, which was the largest in the state. So they
even for a building this size, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot. So looking at it, it's like, okay, 250 people, that's like, you could fit way more than that in there, but 1,700 is a lot. So the Fergus Falls RTC became very overcrowded, even though it was built to solve that problem. Right. It also became overcrowded. Patients could come there voluntarily, but most were sent by court order and were there for life, which is kind of sad. This is where it starts to get a little dicey. So a lot of people who were there originally were considered social outcasts. A lot of them were poor and had very few resources. So kind of like we were saying, that's all I could find about patients. So again, speculation. I think a lot of people were sent there who didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. After World War II, drug therapy led to better patient outcare.
Well, I was going to say a lot of men from war got sent to these places because they had such severe PTSD that they lived out the rest of their life in like an insane asylum. That's so sad.
Well, actually, it says that after drug therapy in World War II led to better outpatient care, the Minnesota hospital system like scaled way back.
Okay, that's good.
So apparently that's when this type of thing started to kind of like phase out. In 1971, which doesn't feel that long ago, the mission of the Fergus Falls State Hospital changed, and it became Minnesota's first multi-purpose regional center, which this is, I don't really understand this. It says it served patients based on where they lived instead of what services they needed, which what
so
does
it's like
mean?
a school district?
Kind
like,
of.
If you live here, you get sent to this one.
Yeah, kind of. And at this time, they started accepting patients with developmental disabilities and chemical dependencies. If they lived in Northwest or West Central Minnesota, they went to
they're just taking any and all people.
Yes. And so in 1985, once they kind of like revamped what the purpose of this building was for, that's when they changed the name to the Regional Treatment Center. Oh, I said I didn't have the stat, but I do now. It said it was designed to hold at least 1,000 patients. So again, it had 1,700 patients in the 1920s. I don't know what the capacity was. It was designed to hold at least 1,000. So you can scratch that 250 number I kept saying. That was just Thomas Kirkbride's plan, but this building is obviously much bigger than that. In 1933, the facility had 1,881 patients.
Oh, no.
That is far too many.
That's like more people that went to college with Alex. You could fit all of Minnesota Morris into this building.
Yep. So at that time, there were 1,181 patients and 226 employees. That doesn't seem like enough.
No way. I don't like that ratio at all.
And let me be clear, I don't know if that means like 226 nurses and doctors, or if that includes teachers, groundkeepers, custodians. I don't know if it includes that or not. I really hope it doesn't. But if you divide 1,881 divided by 226 employees, what do you guess the ratio of like patient to staff members was?
Probably like 1 to 30 or something horrible.
Oh no, 8.3 patients per employee.
Okay.
But again, I don't know if that includes all staff or just nurses and doctors. Because if it's all staff, that's a problem. If it's nurses and doctors, maybe okay. The population hit its peak in 1973 with over 2,000 patients.
That's too many. That's too many.
So this place was like crazy overcrowded. They had to build this one, the third one in Minnesota, because the other ones were overcrowded. And then this one had the same problem. They had way too many people here. Again, speculation. Don't know if it's because people were here who didn't need to be, or if it was just like a housing crisis type of thing. This is where it gets a little dark. Okay. So between 1927 and 1968, which again, 1968 seems a little too recent for comfort for this. Under the superintendent, Dr. William Leslie Patterson, do you want to hear some of the treatments that they did?
Oh, I mean, no, but go ahead.
Okay.
I don't really want to hear them. I'm sure it's all sorts of medieval, electroconvulsive, crazy.
Oh my god, you took the words right out of my mouth. The first one, hydrotherapy. Do you know what this is?
No, what is that? Is it like waterboarding or something?
No. It's where they basically you sit in a bathtub for a really long time and the water is like very warm. Like almost like a hot tub. Like you're sitting in this hot tub for a long period of time and it's supposed to manage agitation. Listen, I remember
agitation.
So like you pissed me off and you're gonna put me in a hot tub and like lock me in a room? Like, no thanks. This is a story that I think I recall from when I toured it. Again, this was over 10 years ago. I swear I remember her saying this, and I think this even happened in what's the show, American Horror Story, where they put you in the tub with really hot water and they put like a covering over it. Like your head sticks out obviously, but they put like a covering over it so that you can't like get out. And I don't know if they just weren't monitored enough or if they would just like leave them in there or whatever, but like the water would be so hot that they would get like burned from it because it was like that. I mean, that was the point, was to be really hot water to calm them down, but it would be too hot to the point where like it caused injury. Again, that was a story the lady who gave me the tour said. I swear that's what she told me, but that was over 10 years ago, so I could be lying.
I'm sure it happened. I'm sure it did.
So, yeah, I'm sure things like that happened all the time. The next one, insulin coma treatment.
That'll kill you. That's really dangerous. Well, if you give someone too much insulin, they die. So I'm assuming they would give them just enough to put them in a coma.
That's correct.
Am I close?
Yep.
Amazing.
So, involved injecting high doses of insulin to induce a coma, and then they would give you another type of medication. I didn't write down the name. I'm so sorry. To like reverse the effects, basically.
Oh my god.
So they would knock you into a coma and then like slowly wake you back up.
Doctors were so stupid back then. What did they think that was going to do? Like I really don't like you could like have you ever seen that meme where it's like have you ever seen that meme where it's like, you know, getting diagnosed with something in the 1800s was like, there's ghosts in your blood, do cocaine.
Yeah.
You know, like that was like
yes.
That was how they diagnosed and treated people. It baffles me because like what? No, it just baffles me.
Yeah. The next one is psychosurgery.
God damn it. I don't want to. Is it like lobotomy adjacent?
It is lobotomies, yes.
Oh my god.
Lobotomies scare the hell out of me. That's like very Shutter Island-ish, like just scary. And then the last one is electroconvulsive therapy.
Yep.
Which is they trigger seizures, which is supposed to treat depression and delusions. I don't like that one at all.
I feel like there was absolutely no science behind any of this.
Oh, none. I just read the book.
Way.
Have you ever heard of the book The Mad Wife? It came out recently, I think within the last like year. I just read it.
No.
No spoilers. Well, maybe spoilers. Skip ahead like a minute if you don't want to hear about it. It's about like 1950s housewives who like battle depression really bad. It's told from the perspective of a housewife. And she has her second baby, her husband goes back to work, and she just goes into a completely depressive, somewhat manic episode.
Postpartum psychosis, which we understand now, but back then we didn't.
Yes, and she heard about like a new neighbor moved into town and everyone's talking about her. It's like, oh, she's so weird. Why is she so weird? And you find out that her husband had her lobotomized.
Oh,
so
no.
The narrator of the story is like afraid that she's going to be lobotomized. So she tries to act really normal and like chipper and happy around her husband so that he doesn't do that to her. But like inside, she's really, really struggling. So that's what what the story is.
Ooh, I gotta read this. That sounds good.
Can I spoil the ending or no?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, if you want to skip this part, I'm going to tell the ending of this book.
By the time I get around to reading it, I'll forget.
At the end, she is actually diagnosed with lupus.
Oh, that's so like devastating. That's devastating.
Well, they were giving her, the doctors were giving her like pills, and the pills were making her like worse. So she stopped taking them, but was telling her husband that she was taking them because she didn't want him to like lock her up. So she was like really struggling, trying to pretend like everything was okay. She didn't want to get a lobotomy. She was so scared of that. Turned out she had lupus, so she actually was. I don't know what all the symptoms of lupus are, but
it's an autoimmune disease. There's tons and tons of symptoms, and it really depends on the person.
It can affect people in different ways, but yeah,
it can be really painful. Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
But at the end, it turns out she had lupus. So she's like, I really was sick this whole time. Like I'm not crazy like you all think I am, blah, blah, blah.
And so how many people went to places like the RTC because of something exactly like that?
So that's what this is making me think of, like the lobotomies and the electroconvulsive therapy is like very 1950s housewife. But again, this was happening up until 1968, according to various websites, like that. Which is far too late. Yeah, so like I said, they kind of phased out these type of like institutions. It was closed for good in 2005, and they sold it to the city of Fergus Falls in 2007. It is currently sitting empty. It's this huge, gorgeous building, dark history, I think. Well, we do know those treatments are happening, so yes, I think we can fairly say it has dark history. They don't want to tear it down because it's a historic building. It's really cool. A lot of fundraisers have been set up to try to like do something to revamp it. There's a Facebook page called Friends of the Kirkbride where people try to save these buildings because they are really cool buildings. I think at one point the entire building was for sale. Do you remember this? It was for sale for $1.
Yeah.
It was for sale for $1 because the person who purchased it had to have a plan in place and had to have the funds to like do whatever they were going to do with it. So whoever bought it would have had to have millions of dollars. So they're basically like, somebody buy this, please. Like, we want to turn it into something. Either nobody wants to or has the money for it or whatever. But I think a plan for a while, I think this is like in all the Fergus newspapers, so you can look this up. But I think a plan for a while was to keep the admin building and turn it into apartments and shops and restaurants and kind of make it one of those like open type of like shopping places. That never happened. So as of right now, it's just sitting empty. They used to give tours. They don't anymore. No one knows what to do with it. They can't just tear it down, but it's just empty.
Sounds a lot like our high school, actually.
But yeah, correct.
Ye old tech high.
They turned it into the city council building, didn't they?
Something like that.
They tore down the new building, but the old one, I think they couldn't for some reason.
Because there was too much mold.
It's historical, yeah. So they couldn't tear it down. So they tore down the new building of our high school and left the old one. And the old one is now the city council, I think, or some sort of like government offices or something. Yeah, so this huge, gorgeous building is just sitting empty right now. They did turn the nurses' cottages into apartments, I believe.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So people are living in those. Winston's knocking stuff.
Winnie. Oh, I see him. Hi, buddy.
Yeah, that's kind of the end of my facts. I do have a couple more just kind of random tidbits. I looked up as much as I could about like, are there any stories? Are there any people still living who can talk about it? Couldn't really find anything. However, there is one local legend, about the naked man on the roof. A popular local legend tells
that's the whole story. Leave it at that.
Yeah, it tells of a patient named Bob who climbed onto the roof to greet the rising sun in his birthday suit. The longtime superintendent, Dr. William Patterson, the one who did all these lobotomies, reportedly talked him down by simply calling him by his name and asking, "Bob, what are you doing up there?" Listen, I don't know if that's true. That's a Fergus Falls urban legend.
I really hope it is.
Bob, what you doing up there?
He's like, God damn it, Bob's on the roof again.
And then this, okay, I am going to pronounce her name the best I can. The Angla Shea journals. Angla Shea. She was an attendant in the late 1920s who apparently documented horrific conditions, including the excessive use of sedatives like morphine and sodium amytal.
Sure.
Is amytal a thing?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought maybe you'd know that word. To manage patients and cases where babies were born to patients and were immediately taken away. So she had all these journals where she like documented all this stuff while she worked there. I looked up to see if you can find the journals anywhere. They have like some PDF scans that you can like pay to access, and I was not about to do that. But the most comprehensive way to read her stories is someone wrote a book. Susan Bartlett Foote wrote a book that was called The Crusade for Forgotten Souls, Reforming Minnesota's Mental Institutions, 1946 to 1954. So this lady read all these journals and basically like wrote a book kind of, can you hear him?
Yes.
So this lady read this nurse's journals and basically like wrote it into a book to kind of recap like what she had written about. So I did not read this book. I haven't looked for it, but if I can find it somewhere, I'll totally buy it and read it because that sounds so interesting. So again, it bothers me a lot that I can't find any like firsthand stories. So a lot of this is speculation, but that's what I got. Now I'm going to go through and show you my pictures. Are you ready?
Okay. Oh my God. I'm so excited. Yes.
Okay. This is the picture. Okay. You can see the date stamp on the bottom.
August 2013.
August 3rd, 2013 at 9:20 in the morning.
Wow.
So I was 14. I think I was, this was probably the summer before my freshman year of high school. So this building that you're seeing now is the admin building. As you can see, the curtains are still on the windows. It's very chilling. If you walk around the outside of the RTC, because a lot of people will go there and just walk the grounds because it's really pretty.
Yeah. Are you allowed to do that? I should do that next time I'm there.
Yeah, me and Eric have gone a bunch of times.
That doesn't mean it's allowed.
Oh. Well, I think as long as you don't try to break in.
Right, yeah.
A lot of the windows, like you can see the white wings, kind of, a lot of the windows are like eye level or like ground level. A lot of them are broken. And so like you easily could just like go in there if you wanted to. That obviously I would not recommend. That's illegal. But you can. And I did read some things on Reddit about people who like, oh, I went to high school in Fergus. We used to go in there all the time. Apparently
I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Apparently there's a bunch of tunnels underground that the staff use, so a lot of people would like break in there and like explore. My tour was legal. Let's just go there. Okay. Here's the first picture when you walk in. They have lots of these like gorgeous fireplaces.
Yeah.
And then that picture on the right is the phone booth.
Oh, cute. Oh, cute.
Let me tell you another scary story that I was told on this tour. Again, 2013. This is just what I recall. The lady said that someone went in this phone booth, shut the door, got stuck in there, and was like, could not get out, and no one knew they were in there, and they were in there for like, I don't know if they died in there or if they were just in there for like hours because the door got stuck. So that's creepy. Let's go next. This is the staircase. I have a cooler picture of the staircase. That's sick. The pictures on the right, they have a gym, auditorium, and church all in one situation. Wow. I think the picture of the altar with the stained glass windows and the cross is so chilling. Doesn't that just look creepy?
It looks like our high school. This looks like ye old Tech High School.
Yeah.
Minus the
chapel.
Let
me just set the scene. It's a gymnasium floor with like wooden, creaky looking. Stop! He's biting me because I won't let him eat my computer. With creepy, rickety bleachers with one singular basketball hoop, and then on the other end of this gym, there's like a little. It's like maybe rises up 6 inches, and it's a little like altar. It's just creepy looking. Here's the next one.
Wait, I want to know who was playing basketball.
They had activities. I don't know.
It's like, okay, schizophrenics versus majorly depressed.
Oh,
shirts versus skins.
That's probably how they did it. Shirts probably. And skins. So on the left, that lady on the left is my tour guide. Shout out.
Love.
You can see she's wearing a little button on her shirt that says "Friend of the Kirkbride." I did buy one of those buttons because I support
the Kirkbride.
Keeping these buildings.
I think you still have that. I've seen that.
Cool. Yeah, it's at Dad's house. Cool. Okay, so the picture on the left, you can see it's like a long white hallway that you can tell that's like entering the wings.
A wing.
You can tell by the ceiling that it's like falling apart. Yeah. And it's creepy as hell. And then on the right, not a good picture again, but it's just creepy. It has like the little sign on the door that just says clinic.
It looks like an abandoned high school.
It's like
I can picture you in your Bermuda shorts. No, your Bermuda shorts, your Aeropostale t-shirt, your Keens, and your blue digital camera, just living her best life. Do you have any pictures of Eric in here?
My hair in a tight. I do. He's in a couple slides. I'm wearing my hair in a tight ponytail with a pre-wrap headband, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Actually, we went and toured this place on our way home from Bible camp.
So you had the Spirit of Christ in you and a full charge in that digital camera.
I was on a Jesus high, and then I went to an insane asylum. It was the best week of my life.
Yeah.
Until I got married. That was never mind. I got married. That was the best day of my life. Sorry.
Up until that point, this was the best week of your life.
Yeah. So it's me, Sammy, my best friend from elementary school, because she went to Bible camp with me. So I made her tour this place with me. She has not let me live it down yet, but that's okay. And then Eric and Jacob, our cousins, and then my mom and my aunt Diane. That's who all went on this tour.
Amazing. I'm so sad they don't do these anymore because I never got to go.
Mm-hmm. So the picture on the top left is one. I don't even know what room that is. Looks like some sort of sunroom. Picture top right. That's a dead bat. I don't.
I thought it was a leaf.
I don't know. No. That's a dead bat. I don't know that we want to post it on the Instagram. I have lots of pictures of dead bats because I thought that was like fascinating. Like, we're touring this place. You can literally see like the walls are crumbling. That other picture on the bottom, paint is peeling, walls are crumbling, dead bats in every crevice. Creepy. Okay. Next, the top left, it's a picture of a door. It says interview room, medical staff, oxygen, no smoking, no open flames, room 234. What were they doing in there? Why were you interviewing people? What's happening? I don't like that.
Interview room.
Yeah, it's just creepy. It's just kind of bad vibes. The bottom picture again, you can see, okay, you know how you can see how the wall is like curved? Because again, this whole building has a slight curve to it. So as you walk down the hallway, you're like zigzagging. It's cool. But again, you can see the walls are falling apart. The paint is peeling. Picture on the right is the stairs going up, and you can see the exposed brick because the walls, this whole place is crumbling to the ground.
You can tell how at one point though it was really pretty.
Oh my gosh,
even on the inside,
beautiful. No, it's a really
even on
cool
the inside.
Building. Next slide. Picture top
pretty
left.
Tile.
Is that mold all over the wall?
I think so. I think that's
the
mold.
paint is peeling. There's mold everywhere. Okay,
that tile style is coming back into fashion, and I love it.
Gorgeous, but you can see like big windows, high ceilings, lots of natural light. Like, it is really beautiful. Cool tiling. I put a picture of a radiator. Don't ask me why I took a picture of that. It looks like it's like stuck in time. It is kind of a little creepy.
That picture of mold could actually like be framed. It's actually kind of pretty.
Thank you. Yeah, you can see what I mean. I took these. I was clearly like on a tour taking these pictures. Like,
you were just
trying to
snap it away.
Yeah. I just keep putting pictures of these peeling paint, but you can see here how like the door is a normal sized door, and then you can see how much taller up to the ceiling it is. Yeah, they really do have tall ceilings, and then. This picture on the right is just a random column. I don't know what I was thinking. I think because like,
it's pretty.
It has like cool architecture. Like the ceilings have cool, like what would you even call those? Not beams, but like kind of beams.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll put all of these on the gram, guys.
Yeah, I'll put them all on the gram in order that we're talking about them, so you can see what we're talking about.
You can follow
they have
along.
Like that beautiful like pillar with the carvings in it. Like, it's a really cool building. This is a door that opens to a brick wall. I don't like that. Know. I don't know what this was. I don't remember. I wonder if it was like an elevator and that's why they bricked it off.
Maybe.
Because they don't want people to go in there. Or I don't know. I'm not sure. I think the windows are cool. Those big like square glass pieces, you know? Like those old-timey looking windows. Again, the tiling, gorgeous. This is the same room.
So pretty.
That has like the beams on the ceiling and the tall pillars with the cool carvings. This is just like a bigger view of that same room. I don't remember what this room was used for, but it's really pretty. Here's more you can see. Like, it looks like it was almost under construction when they closed.
Yeah, at one point.
And then on the right, I just took that picture because like all the tiling's breaking away, but it's all just left like exactly how it was.
Yeah.
How spooky. This is I don't know if this is graffiti. Well, no, it has to be because it's 2007. It says, worrying will never solve tomorrow's problems. It will only ruin today's. And then it's August 2007. August is spelled wrong, and there's a handprint.
And so is worrying, by the way. WORRING. Worrying.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. There's a lot of like graffiti around this place. There is one room, you'll see it in the next couple slides, where it's like the whole wall is painted with graffiti. So I don't know if this is gonna sound really stupid. I don't know if they let patients do it like as like a project, or like, oh, we're closing, paint whatever you want on the walls, or if it's like people who broke in and did it.
Yeah.
Because they closed in 2005, and this is obviously dated 2007. So that obviously wasn't from a patient. Here, this picture, you can see all the other paintings. Like one of them says, "Here's a helping hand," and there's handprints on the wall. One says, "Live and live." I'm guessing it says "live and let live." You can't see the ET, but I think that's what it is. Don't take life too seriously because you'll never get out of life. Yes, there are 2 paths you can go, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on.
None of these make any sense.
No, my world is composed of takers and givers. The takers eat better, but the givers sleep better.
What? None of these make sense.
The one in the middle that has like the red swirlies around it, I can't read that, but I just see the word drugs.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only word I can make out is drugs.
Yeah. And then if you can see above the door on the right, it says group room in quotes. So I'm like, that's kind of creepy. Like, yeah. So I don't know I can't remember if these graffitis were done by people after it closed or if like people who lived there did it. I'm not really sure. More pictures of the tile because I just think it's so cool. And again, I don't remember like that picture on the bottom left there. Like, what is that? Just like a little sitting room? Like, I'm not sure. That's not a patient room. I'm not sure what that is or where we were, but I just put these on here. This again, you can see where like the building is curved, and even in the hallways, high ceilings, lots of windows, bright lights. Like, it's just a cool place. This, I just think the curtains are so spooky that it's like still like someone lives there, you know? More fireplaces, this random ladder that's still there, as if like they were working on this place and just dropped it and was like, all right, we're done. Like, what? The picture in the middle here is the door that's like elevated off the ground. Like, how weird. How far off the ground do you think that is? Like a foot, maybe?
At least a foot.
It's like the whole door is like a foot off the ground. So if you opened the door, you'd have to like climb into whatever room that is. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that is. And then the picture on the top right, it's a dead flower laying on the windowsill, which I find extremely
sad.
Yeah.
Poetic.
Yeah. This room is really cool. This was where the superintendent lived. So
I love me a spiral staircase.
Yeah, so there's this big spooky spiral staircase, and then I have a picture that kind of like looks up into it. I believe this is in the main admin building, because you know how that building is like a really tall.
Like I believe it has like a spire in it too.
Mm-hmm. So I think this is where the superintendent lived. I don't know what this. Honestly, you can see the picture where it just goes up into like darkness. I don't know what's up there or where it led to, but creepy as hell. And then again, a picture of like exposed brick, hole in the ceiling. You can really see how this place is falling apart. Oh, there's more pictures of the staircase. That just really scared me because I'm like, what is up there? What's up there? I don't know.
It disappears into the ceiling too. It's not like it's like you can like it literally disappears into a hole in the ceiling. That's right, so like, weird.
If you walked up there, there's like a room up there. I just don't know where it leads to or what the purpose is. But it's creepy. The picture on the top left of this slide scares me. It says clinic, dental clinic, x-ray, and lab. And it's like a creepy little framed, like, what is that? Don't love that.
I like the duck wallpaper.
Yes, that is one of the patient rooms. Isn't that hilarious? Aww. There's duck wallpaper. And then more pictures where you can just see like the curved hallway, the arched doorways, and then the picture in the bottom right where it had like the built-in bookshelves, that really cool room.
Pretty.
I believe that's also part of the superintendent's like suite. The superintendent's suite is big and it has like multiple rooms and it's really cool. Look at all these fireplaces. Does the top
They must have gone through so much wood.
Does the top right one and the bottom right one actually both kind of give you like major Ministry of Magic vibes from
a little
Deathly Hallows? The top
one on the bottom right,
especially.
I would put that in my house today. I love that tile.
Do you see? And there's like a window or like a mirror above it, and someone wrote "love" in the dust.
Ew.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Isn't that creepy? And the bottom left picture, there's just like it's a room with just like random doors and windows like, leaning up against the wall. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Like almost because that one picture I showed you where there's like paint on the wall and these doors are laying around, there's a ladder left there. Like it looks like they just dropped everything and left. But it's empty. There's not like furniture in it still, but it's just weird. This is the main window of the superintendent's room. Isn't that beautiful?
Pretty. That's really pretty.
So remember how I pointed out in the very beginning how from the outside the admin building you can still see the curtains and how I'm like, that's so creepy. That's like what this is. That's where the superintendent lived. This is a bathroom. How spooky.
I love a clawfoot tub though. Slay.
Me too, but all I can think about
Chip and JoJo.
Is that where they had those hot baths though?
Oh, probably.
So the bottom left picture is kind of cut off by that green, but that blue cabinet, if you look a little bit to the right, it's a picture of that blue cabinet, and then to the right of that, it's like a walk-in closet. So I don't think each patient had like a bath. I don't know if this is like a communal bathroom or like what the situation was, but
Probably.
you can just see like the cool tile, like they have like subway tiles on the wall, an old clawfoot tub, and it's just kind of spooky looking.
I bet they did have to share a bathroom. There's no way every patient had their own bathroom. There's just no way.
Remember how I said every wing had like their own kind of like setup? I bet this was like the bathroom in that wing, or I'm sure they had more than one because the wings were huge. But picture on the far right, that's the same window, the superintendent window.
That's really pretty. Does that open out into like a balcony, or does
it looks like it opens
off?
up into, you can fall off the side of the building.
Cool. Because there's stairs leading up to it, as if you're gonna walk out into like a patio or something, and then there's no patio.
I should go back to the first picture. I don't think there are any patios, but it sure looks like you could just open it and take a little jump right out. Right. And the top left picture is also part of the you can see there's like multiple rooms in the superintendent's suite.
It's nice digs.
Yes. And then more signs like meeting, do not enter, medical director, room 154. I'm like, for some reason the signs just really creep me out.
It's because they're kind of modern-ish, I think. Like,
yeah, like they don't
know what I mean?
Like that would,
they don't look old.
Those are the type of signs we had in our high school.
Yeah, like that would be there in 2005 or when it closed.
Okay, so here's a picture of the outside again. Do you see like the rounded entryway, and then right above that there's a rounded thing with the big, I think those are the doors that swing open.
So it does just open out into nothing. Maybe they just had it to like let air in, because why are there stairs leading up to it?
I don't know. And then above that on the third floor, you can see all the curtains. I don't remember this, but I'm thinking just by looking at this, like the admin building, the superintendent had like multiple floors to their suite. And then I'm assuming that big tall thing in the middle is where the spiral staircase goes up into. I just don't know where it leads to, which is frightening. And then there's a picture of the sign that says this is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. And then it says 1895 on the building, even though it was built in 1890. So I don't know where that came from, but yes, these are the nurses' cottages. So you can see the top left is like, it looks like an apartment building.
I was saying, it's not really a cottage. Cottage is a weird word.
Oh, there's Sammy. You can see her. Look at those Bermuda shorts, girl. Very 2013.
I'm telling you. Yep.
You know what? I remember the nurses' cottages being like smaller. So maybe that top one is not one of the cottages. That could just be like, maybe they had an apartment building, and if you were like a higher up, you had like your own place. Not really sure, but you can see the little mailbox. There's a sign that says visitors, please ring the bell to enter. You can see there's ivy growing up all along the front porch, the side of the building. If you look in the windows, there's ivy growing in the buildings, which you will see in this picture.
Eric.
Bottom right, you can see all of the ivy, like the whole inside is like infested with whatever. Picture on the left is my cousin Eric bending down and Jacob standing behind him. So like the windows are just busted out. Like he brought a flashlight and you can see his head. He's like sticking in the window. Like we could have just gone in there if we wanted to. I mean, we weren't going to because there were people everywhere, but like you could. It wouldn't be hard.
Speaking of how we dressed in 2013.
What?
Speaking of how we dressed in 2013,
look at those basketball shorts that match the tennis shoes.
Skinny boy cousins and their huge Adam Sandler basketball shorts.
Eric is wearing red basketball shorts that match his red Nike tennis shoes, big baggy t-shirt. That is how he dressed every single day, I think, until he went to college. Now he wears like khaki pants, but like that's when I think of my cousin, that's what I think of, like the Adam Sandler look. The next slides, the pictures are not good because Eric asked me, I think, if he's like, we can go in here if you want. I'm like, I'm not doing that because like the tour guide was like still behind us, right? So like I'm not going in there, but you could look in the windows and like see kind of what it looked like in there. So I tried to take pictures like through the window. They're not good quality, obviously, but you can kind of see like what the insides looked like. How scary is that?
This is a nurse's apartment thing?
Yeah.
Or where are we? Okay.
Yeah. This is so like the
it's just kind of
the building that Eric's sticking his head in the window. This is that same building.
It kind of just looks like a sad 1980s like apartment,
like daycare or something.
Yeah.
So there's a room that's labeled A and it has like a tiny window. Like it looks like a jail cell. Like why is someone living in that?
That's weird.
Yeah. Oh, that's my last slide.
That was so fun. Good job.
Thank you. Those are all my spooky pictures.
all of these on the gram because it's probably not fun to sit here and listen to us talk about it. But if you have it pulled up in front of you and you're swiping along, that'd probably be a lot more fun. There's like 40 pictures. We might have to do 2 Instagram posts because I think they only allow up to 20.
Yeah, or I can try to do like I can re-download pic collage and kind of
yeah, do that.
Sandwich them together. Do you want to see if I can find the picture of us? Hold on, let me share my screen again in front of it so you can really get a full view of what our outfits look like.
Oh yes, please post this.
How do I make it big? Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Oh no.
That was when I was peak ugly. I didn't know how to take care of my curly hair, so it's just frizzy. I have braces. I'm actually just wearing shorts and a sweatshirt, but Sammy is wearing the iconic Under Armour sweatshirt and Bermuda shorts. So that was our tour crew. Wow. Isn't that something?
Adorable? That's adorable. That has to go on the gram. I'm sorry, Sammy, Eric, and Jacob, but it's too iconic not to post at this point.
Look at this one, though.
We all went through major glow-ups.
Look at this. I was so excited to be there. Look how happy I am.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're beaming. Just
wearing my Bible camp sweatshirt straight out of Bible camp. Yeah, but look how many... I have way more pictures.
Lots of pictures. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, here's a better one of the... Why didn't I put one of these in there? This is that cool staircase
pretty.
From the beginning.
It's giving Glen Sheen.
It's giving Titanic, kind of.
Yeah.
Here's more of the bathroom. Like, look how creepy that is. It's just creepy.
Yeah.
I have a lot of pictures of dead bats. I only put one dead bat on there. I didn't want to scare you, but...
On the Insta, obviously post all the ones you talked about, and then you should do like a part 3 of like ones I didn't get to, and then just post a bunch more, because holy, you took like 100.
Yeah, I was very into it.
We were really into our digital cameras. Pre-iPhone, when you didn't just take a picture with your phone. Ew, it looks like a moth. Are those bones? Look, next to it. Are those bones of a different dead bat?
I have no idea.
It totally is. Right here? Yes. Do you not see like the rib bones?
Yeah, there were bats everywhere. Oh my god. Dude. Oh, that's why I'm like, are we allowed to be in here? Oh, here are the mailboxes.
Oh, cute. It looks like my college mail.
Terrible picture
situation.
This was, I think, in the gym, the clock that's hanging off the wall that's frozen in time. How chilling is that?
That's actually scary.
I know. Here's mom.
Look at mom. Remember when she used to pin her bangs back like, oh, what am I talking about? She still does.
Look at her she looks so young. Glasses. Look at me, just absolutely thrilled. I'm so ugly. God. Why didn't someone tell me? Like, your middle school phase, I think I maybe had one of the worst middle school phases that there ever was. It's bad news. Should I frame that mold picture and you can put it on your mantle?
Wow, amazing. This is an episode that Abby's really been wanting to do for a long time, so thank you.
My 2 favorite things in the world are, like, old abandoned buildings.
Yep.
And old abandoned buildings. Like, okay, because...
Old buildings and abandoned buildings.
Yes. Me and Eric, let's just say, without saying too much, there's a lot. If you go to Otter Tail County, which is like the Fergus Falls and surrounding areas, there are a lot of abandoned buildings around there. Without getting myself... For legal reasons, this is a joke, but we used to explore abandoned buildings like crazy. Like, we would just drive around until we'd find one, and then we would just go explore it. So to be able to tour one that, like, oh, you're actually allowed to be in here and you can take pictures and you can experience it was so cool.
Yeah. We have our family has property in North Dakota, like very extremely rural North Dakota, and there's a lot of abandoned schoolhouses and stuff out there that we've been to. It's a huge passion of Abby's, are abandoned buildings. I don't know where that started, but
they're just cool.
You love it
because it's just like creepy to me when you walk in a building and it's like, okay, let me tell you about this really quick. This is a really quick story. Eric also lives near me, our cousin, and so when I was still in college, he moved to the Fargo area, and he called me one night and he was like, hey, do you want to... We always say, do you want to go on an adventure? That's what we always tell each other. We should go on an adventure soon. Okay, let's go on an adventure. So he called me and he's like, hey, I found this place. We have to go check it out. And it was like evening in the summer, and I was like, yeah, come pick me up. So Sophie, my roommate at the time, I was like, so I told her all about these crazy adventures we'd go on, and I was like, you have to come. And she was like, okay, I'll go with you. Like, that's not her thing at all. Doesn't like to break rules, laws, whatever. kind of a chicken. Doesn't want to go.
Whatever. Doesn't want to break the laws. Whatever.
I convince her to go. Okay. Eric comes, knocks on our door, let him in. He's like, put your tennis shoes on. We're freaking going. I'm like, let's go. So Sophie goes, how far away is this place? I think she had to work the next day or something. It wasn't that late, but evening. And Eric goes, oh, it's not that far at all. And she's like, okay, I'll go. And he goes, yeah, it's just an hour and a half one way. So I don't know how he found this. He found an entire abandoned town.
Oh my God. Where?
Cemetery, houses, like school, an entire, it's somewhere like western, it was like an hour and a half somewhere in some direction of Fargo. Had to have been west because we were in North Dakota. I could not tell you what the name of the town was, couldn't tell you where it was. He drove, he found it, whatever. And we went there and we explored for like until it got dark, and it was the coolest. It was so cool. But I have a picture of him like sitting on a tricycle that he found like outside of the house. Like you can just find all kinds of stuff.
Has Dad ever taken you to that abandoned schoolhouse by the farm that still has an old piano in it?
No, and I'm pissed because you guys went there without me one time. Remember, you took that cat statue and you had it in your room at Dad's house for like years.
Oh yeah. I forgot
and you
about
guys
that.
It was one time you guys went to the farm without me and you guys went to that school. Wait, actually, is there an outhouse next to it?
I don't recall.
Because Dad and I, you and me and Dad did go to an old schoolhouse by the farm, but we didn't go in it because it was locked. But I think the one you went to, you guys went in it. Should we go to the farm this summer?
Yeah, I think we should. We probably should.
Let's go. We probably should do some exploring.
Dad listens to this show because he sent us an email like, "Can I have a postcard?" And I was like,
didn't think he did listen to it.
Oh yeah, I made him subscribe, but I didn't realize he kept listening to it after
he actually. I knew you made him subscribe. I didn't know if he actually listened. Well, now we got to start shouting out Dad every episode like we do, Mom.
Yeah, sorry,
What's up, Greg?
Dad and Becky. I think Becky listens too because I sent her a postcard. Yeah, shout out to Becky and Rebecca and the people who commented on our Spotify. Thank you.
What's your friend's name? Scylla?
Scylla. It's pronounced Scylla.
Scylla.
Yeah, it's Turkish. Yeah, it's pronounced Scylla.
Oh.
Yeah. I gave all the plugs at the top, so I got nothing left to say other than good job, and I can't wait to post these on the Insta. We have I don't want to spoil anything. We have a very special collaboration episode coming up. I wouldn't call it a collab. We're having another guest on, and it's going to be really fun, so buckle up. In the meantime, if you have any suggestions, as always, for episode topics, you can reach us at our email, or we've had people message us on Instagram. I mean, that works just fine too. However you can get a hold of us. If you have an episode recommendation, we'd love to hear it. Emily, our cousin, had a great idea and it fell through, but we're working on something else. So
we're workshopping that.
We're workshopping that. It's not off the table.
We're just has to go to law school because you can get in there if you're a lawyer.
Easy. We're not going to spoil anything because we have a couple of really cool, fun episodes coming up. Maybe not the one I'm talking about. The collaboration one's not going to be like fun and exciting.
No, it will
be. Okay, but the other stuff that we've had on the back burner for like months at this point is finally coming up soon. Yeah, we both work full-time jobs. And it actually takes a lot of work to do this. So that's why I don't
like doing homework.
No, sometimes it does take us weeks to put an episode together because it's like when I did Judy Garland, that was like hours of research. Like hours.
Yeah, and you told me you're like, oh, this is an easy, quick one. Yeah.
Well, because she was so interesting, I just kept clicking on like this biography, this YouTube video, this
I researched this one for a long time just because I kind of went down a rabbit hole and I was trying really hard to find like firsthand stories and I just couldn't find any. So I probably could have cut down my time like in half, but I was just like really, really going down Reddit rabbit holes and things like that. But I did my best.
That's good. Thank you guys so much for listening. Is this episode 20? Oh my God. Did you know that most podcasts don't make it past 7 episodes? So we are above average.
Let's did go. It. Let me send you a picture of how Winston's pissing me off right now.
Okay.
Wave to the camera.
In 2 weeks.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.